Is this thing on? Vera is a bitch.
Oh, you will be in trouble.
That
Trouble
bitch.
next week.
She's sending me videos from Springsteen, and I'm like, you didn't take me.
Oh, that's right. I was like, I knew she told me last week that she wasn't going to be on for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird for Vera just to not be on the show. She's always here. She's Springsteen, and she's. Do you reckon she's throwing a bra?
For sure.
She's like.
She got some
way
new
up there.
ponies, and she, you know.
we went bra shopping with Vera. We've seen those bras. What?
You were nice.
That's pretty
They'll
good.
get you. They will get you.
We also picked
Welcome
up
to
the Pepsi.
Uncensored Radio. Oh, Uncensored Radio. You see our live, and I'm cutting Jeffrey off already. It's going to be a great day. Call me Katie McCarthy, everyone. I'm cutting this all off. It's all good. Welcome. Look, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. We're so excited because today we have a super special guest who has joined us today with her loveliness. Miss Katrina A. Johnson's in the house. What's going on, girl?
Oh, you know, just trying to get into Canada, but they don't want to let me in because I'm a criminal. That sort of thing.
What did you do?
When I was a teenager, I was protesting in college, and they like dismissed it in the United States, but Canada found it, and they think I'm a criminal. So I have to give them a background check of everywhere I've ever lived as an adult, and every state, every city, and
Oh, yeah, right.
FBI. So I've been digging up my records all day.
Like, but what do I think you're gonna? What do you think you're gonna do?
I don't know. Protest? I don't know.
Protest? Sell people lemonade? Like, calm down, bitch.
Wait a minute.
What's
Justin
the worst that can
Bieber
happen?
can stay here, but you can't get into Canada.
Yeah. Yep. And like I have, top security clearance in the US. Like I can fly the president. I fly former presidents, but getting into Canada.
Canada's real sensitive about their,
admission.
their cat precautions. Cat precautions, we'll call them from now on. You can't travel. Oh, it's a catastrophe stop, and she's here. But otherwise, it's lovely to see her. She's looking fresh. She's looking ready to go. She's like, ooh.
Fresh blonde,
Yes, fresh hair, fresh everything. Hetero Tim is back. We haven't scared him off. He was just away last week. How are you, my friend?
Good. I'm here regardless of being tethered to my dialysis machine. I drove Chrissy to the dentist today, so I can tell you that Christina's not that bad. I think she's skipping out. I will give you any secrets you need about her while she's not here. So you just let me know.
She's reading your... She's got it, she'll get you.
Oh, I know. And the punishment will be swift and brutal, but...
I'm scared of Christina,
I
man.
love it that you threw her right under the fucking bus. It makes my day.
Like,
it's like Survivor. I got to do what I got to do to get ahead here. So
right.
That's what we all do.
And we have to say hello to Hector. Hi, Hector.
Hector,
what's going on? What's going on with you, Jeffrey? What's going on?
Oh my.
Here we go.
Can I just tell you, I went to try to fill out a pistol permit application.
What?
And it is so intensive and obtrusive. Obtrusive? No.
Yes. Intrusive.
I was like, oh my God, they want all your social media accounts. I was like, I'm gonna need like 3 more pages. I'm like, this is not good. I'm not gonna get one. They're gonna deny me once they look at the show pages. Like this ain't gonna work.
What are you getting a pistol for?
So he can whip people.
Jeffrey's going into a second career as a pimp. He's like, got pistol whip people. It's all over.
Mhm.
Already whores all of us out. So
No, I just, I got some friends that are, they're gonna die and they were gonna leave me some pistols. So, you gotta have a permit. I don't know. I was gonna throw them in the safe up in the attic. I figured, whatever, they'll be there.
I have a few questions.
Yeah, me too.
One, why do they think you would be a great candidate to receive these?
Whatever.
And two, do they have dementia?
Not yet.
And three, do they know your family's history with firearms? Not cute. Not cute for anyone.
Well, no, I think that's why they're not worried, right? Because they know that I have like zero interest in them. I don't care. I don't, I mean, I've shot them. They're not my thing. I'm not a huge fan of guns.
I am.
I'm not anti-gun, obviously. I just think the permit application is a little bit much.
Oh, it's awesome.
But shouldn't it be? Is that the point?
Well, I think there should be things, and I think there could be maybe some different things.
Well, look, I think that if it's already annoying, it possibly should be a little more given, not that I'm throwing, stones, but, school shootings, etc. But
it's not stopping them, so I don't know that it's working.
Who can say? Who can say? I know they could be a little bit more intrusive, obviously. Just a tad more. It's okay. But I've shot a gun. I've done that. I've been a manly man. But I shot a shotgun. Nearly took my fucking shoulder off. And it was when I was a child, too.
I used to go hunting.
I killed something. I killed a rabbit.
Oh, I went. Did you ever go pheasant hunting?
No, we don't have a lot of pheasants here in Australia.
Deer hunting, pheasant hunting, rabbit hunting. Oh, I used to go fucking ice fishing. That was terrible.
That's such
fishing. Fishing is not hunting. Fishing is not
but
hunting.
it's still like all in that whole category of like man.
Shut up.
Duck hunting. Oh, jeez.
You could like live in Alaska, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Jeffrey's gonna be the new like what's that Alaskan show? The reality show with the guys they've all got beards. Can you imagine Jeffrey going, "Hey girls, what's going on?"
Hi. It looks like it's gonna.
Hey, what's going on?
The ratio of men is like 8-1 up there, so be good.
God. And now Jeffrey has moved to.
So I'm gonna have to leave early tonight because I'm gonna go pack a bag for me and the children. Because we're gonna head up to Alaska for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna well, it's not. It wouldn't be sister wives; it'd be brother husbands, right?
Yeah.
You'd start your own reality TV show, Jeff. Brother husbands of Alaska. How you doing?
Since I was I want to be in this one too.
Kat, you really want to go to Alaska?
I've been there a bunch of times. It's fun.
You're gonna have layers, really cute outfits. She had some great photos of all your outfits.
She does have some good ski outfits, I must say. I have seen your ski buddy looks.
Gwyneth.
How are we gonna talk about that, bitch? Oh, that's amazing! It's the funniest thing, Kat. You're gonna love it if you haven't seen it. Well, we might as well start. Yeah, we might as well get into this week's news. Kat's here, but she's also going to be on our screens for this week.
Hot load of hot topics.
Always there, Kat. Always with us in spirit. So you appear on every show. It's like, yes, she's here. She's here. Should we talk about Gwyneth first then, since we've already mentioned her? Okay, so you haven't heard this story. Gwyneth Paltrow is being sued. We're all so sad.
Why does she look like Jeffrey Dahmer?
Because that's what she looks like when she now only eats bone broth and like wishes and dreams. But anyway, she's being sued by a 76-year-old retired doctor who alleges that she was out of control on Utah's Deer Valley ski resort, causing him serious injuries after a collision to his brain, ribs, and other body parts. She nearly killed an old man, basically. And look at that look at that cunt face. She's like, I don't care.
Ouch.
Now, this happened 7 years ago. It has taken 7 years for them to get to court. She's been trying to get this old man off her case, but apparently he can't work as a doctor anymore because of the collision.
How hard did she hit him?
I don't like. There's not much to Gwyneth Paltrow. I can't imagine her causing that much damage, but she had to be moving at speed.
Did he not take his monthly Bonivo?
I know. He hasn't been listening to Jamie Lee Curtis. He hasn't been taking that.
Oh, Sally Struthers.
Yeah, but he hasn't been having that poop yogurt either. But yeah, this is her. Have you ever seen Gwyneth Paltrow speeding past you on the slopes, Kat?
Not on the slopes, but I've seen her.
I've seen her. There's not much to the woman. I can't imagine her doing impact unless it was her ego, and then it would probably kill someone.
Well, yeah, she's very little, but she's very nice, and I think she's a pretty
Nice.
parent. She travels with her ex-husband and her current man. And I was
What
like,
is that about, though? What
That's
is that about, though?
pardon?
Could you put up with that? Like, this is my ex-husband, this is my boyfriend, but he's gonna tell that.
Yeah,
that gives me serious. That gives me serious Jada Pinkett vibes, though. Like,
let me have all my money in one.
the ex-husband is a cock and just like, oh, yeah,
place.
I'm here. I'm gonna write a song about it.
Hey,
Oh,
turn
it's bad.
one. If you misbehave, I got the last one. I'll switch you two out. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I guess, but I don't know. I don't want to be anywhere near my exes, but that could just be me, you know. It's just like too much proximity to to everything. It's just no. But she's been in the news this week with her goopiness as well, talking about how she survives on bone broth and, like, I don't know, coffee. That's how she lives her life, and everyone's having a go at her now because she's encouraging disordered eating and body stereotypes and all that kind
I
of
did
stuff.
carry a bunch of weird hippie food with her when I was with her.
I can imagine. Well, she makes candles that smell like her own pussy. Like,
I think that's brilliant.
I think that's brilliant. I think that's okay. Cat's like, stop telling everyone my merchandise plan. Damn it. It's not okay.
Well,
It's not
farts,
okay.
also vagina candles, whatever will make me all
If you would like to order a pair of Katrina's used underwear, please email us at management@uncensoredradio.live.
What was that email address?
You get staff discount.
Listen,
Staff discount for
I
you.
did not offer up the chonies. I said I'll sell you farts and vagina candles, okay? There goes Jeffrey taking it to the next level.
Look, I'm just
There's always
bringing the cash, okay?
Yeah. Signed for more. If you want the signed, they cost extra.
And-
Right?
Amanda.
These underwear have been authenticated.
Authenticated by Kat. Seal of approval. I get a little sticker on it.
We'll throw in an autographed picture and a lemon.
Yeah. That we have.
And for those of you that are the big spenders, we've still got a dress. We've still got a dress. Worn by Katrina A. Johnson.
$25. I'll throw in a chef's hat signed by Angelique Bates.
Ah, look, we're going on sale. Everything about us must go this week. Too many jokes. Can't make them. Too many jokes. Too many jokes. But yeah.
So the only thing I've seen about that Gwyneth Paltrow story, I had no idea what the lawsuit was about, was that her attorney today asked the judge to change the camera angle of the court TV camera because it was like directly on her face and not at the podium. And they held up court for like an extended amount of time because they didn't want her face with that scowl on TV. And I was like, wow, that's impressive to be in your position, and that's what your biggest concern is. But
hey,
that's her fucking face.
That's a good lawyer.
That's a great feature because he protects the resting bitch face. I can
It
respect.
reminds me of remember when Mariah Carey was on Ally McBeal? Was it Ally McBeal? And she was in court and they had the lights. And she's like, "Boosh." She was always like super lit. It was like
The wind machine in her hair in
yeah,
court.
yeah.
I'm usually
I swear it was
super
Ally McBeal.
different kind.
Yeah, it's always good to have the right lighting and stuff.
Oh my god!
Learned
it's
a lot
like
of- I learned a lot
anywhere
from
with
Cat about
Katrina.
filters.
You got to carry the lights with you and the fan. It's really sometimes.
No, baby, she all good. You should see the filter magic that this lady can work. It's amazing. I've got photos with Cat. I'm like, I don't even look human. That's amazing. Like, that's great.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
sure. Be careful.
could
She
you-
didn't put the fucking eyelashes, makeup, and shit on your face.
I did. He didn't complain about it. He didn't bitch about it.
I looked beautiful, and I said thank
Exactly.
you. I said, can I also have the unaltered one though? She's like, you don't get to show anyone. You don't get to show anyone. I'm like, no,
No,
it's all
no.
good. No showing. But
Don't
yeah, look,
do that. I only do
huge
that
surprise.
and it's not by choice.
Huge surprise. Gwyneth's a bitch. Like, long story short, like she has millions of dollars. Just pay him off. Honestly, why would you get to a court case? Just be like, go away. Use your ex-husband's Coldplay sad song money. Oh, I'm sad. Here you go. My wife left
Have
me.
him write a new song about this.
Right. It's called Old Man's Fragile Hip. The musical. I thought it was going to be a very different week, though. We had such promise last week.
Why?
When-
Because Trump was going to get arrested?
Yes, when this happened.
Yeah, look at Tim. He's so
When this happened, which is hold on. Let me read the statement. Former President of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest, take our nation back. That is not inciting any kind of anything, is it? You would think he would learn. But obviously his mother was right, and he is a dumb boy. He can't, like you literally are on trial for like fraud and stuff. You incited riots in the Capitol, and everyone saw it, and now you're leaving a paper trail online, digitally. I'm like, how stupid can this man be? But he's still not arrested. What is going on?
He ain't going to jail.
So
Maybe
I didn't. I honestly didn't know. I didn't know exactly, what the reason was, right? So I try to look into it, and whenever I look up anything political, I try to find as much middle of the road stuff as I can, because I don't want to be that idiot that's swayed because I'm reading right leaning stuff or left leaning stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I may be wrong here, but from what I've read, was that this all has to do with the Stormy Daniels thing, correct?
Yep.
Right?
That's
Okay.
it. Ding, ding, ding.
So they're trying to say that he used campaign funding to use as hush money so that he could run for president.
And they put his attorney behind bars for
Okay. So
it.
the statute of limitations on this particular misdemeanor, because it's not even a felony, this misdemeanor is 2 years. This was 7 years ago now. That's one. Two, Hillary Clinton's campaign was found guilty of doing the same thing when they purchased a Steele dossier for $1 million to prove to Trump's collusion that was investigated and proved false. All she was hit with was a misdemeanor and a fine for her campaign, right? So all I'm saying is, if it's not what's good for the goose is good for the gander, then how can we as a nation not see this and say, if you're going to go after the Republicans for this shit, you better be going after the Democrats for this shit? Because if you're spending, as a New Yorker, my tax money, my DA, all that stuff to go after Trump, Hillary Clinton's a New Yorker too. So let's turn around and drag her name through the mud then. You know what I'm saying? And that was my only issue with it. If he did wrong, then he's wrong, and he needs to pay the price for it. That's fine. It is what it is. But you can't tell me it's okay for one to do it and not the other because of whatever political alignment this DA had, who's supposedly backed and funded by Soros. I don't know what that's all about, but that's a lot of what's coming up now. So that was my only gripe with the whole situation.
Damn, I fuck with you. You're the shiznit. Thank you very
I
much.
do.
Yeah,
Vera's gonna be so
I know. She's at Springsteen right now. Going, you heterosexual red hat wearing piece of.
Vera's twitching at Springsteen. She doesn't know why. She's
Hey,
like,
look,
"Something's wrong."
I didn't read about any of this shit, so I actually don't.
Okay, but I have an answer for him, Tim. The reason nobody goes after Hillary is because they know that Clintons kill people.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they turn up dead months later, right? Yeah. So Epstein didn't commit suicide. Epstein wasn't suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? We haven't had to break it out for a little while, but here we go again. Whoop. No, we did it last week.
Yeah, I can see the intro next week. Unfortunately, heterosexual Tim will not be joining us this week, as he is in litigation with Gwyneth Paltrow's attorney. Yeah,
Katrina A. Johnson found in ditch, unfiltered photos next to her body. It's like, not the photo.
I would never let that happen.
Thank you.
No.
he's got guns now.
But yeah, Jeff's got guns. He'll sort it
I
out.
have guns. I don't think that would stop him.
It's the big gay body. See, this is a new movie. This is a new spin-off. The Big Gay Bodyguard.
Like,
Oh, honey, lift yourself.
I would be on the Today Show. I can't believe they tried to release that photo of her.
meanwhile,
If you want it, it's behind a paywall. The Katrina A. Johnson.
I've
The
got
Katrina A.
underwear.
Johnson collection just randomly shows up.
Mhm.
There's like a shrine. It's like bloody all the outfits you've ever worn. You're like, oh, I would watch this bitch.
Then
She'd stay.
Jeffrey's selling candles. You can buy one to light for $10 each.
They smell like Katrina.
You can get this beautiful bridesmaid dress worn by Katrina A. Johnson.
It's lovely. It's
Turn
lovely.
beautiful very lightly.
It's very look. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? You can't always be
I had to get everyone drunk to
correct.
in that.
Darn, it's a beautiful dress. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's lovely. It's lovely.
Hmm.
All right, since we're talking, friction, what about a little bit of family friction? We love a bit of family
Fuck with
friction.
this hair tonight.
I don't know, girl. Reba versus Kelly. Now, Kelly Clarkson is famously divorced and paying for her husband to not look after her children for some reason. But now, mother-in-law Reba is getting involved. Former
Is she
mother-in-law
though?
Reba.
Yes, she is. And she's giving her
She is
pregnancy back with him. Ain't nobody want
Yeah.
that sack of son you left behind. He's a loser.
Right? He's not even your son. He's your stepson, adopted son, whatever you've done in there. But Reba's reasoning is that it's not good for the kids to not live with their parents together in the house. I'm like,
Well, can I tell you?
hold up. Wasn't the whole thing of her TV show that she was a single mom who works too hard, who loved her kids and never stopped, with the gentle hands and the heart of a fighter?
Yeah, but the dad was in that show though, right? Wasn't he like a constant?
But they
Right? He
didn't
was constantly in the house.
they didn't live together.
Right.
Her problem is that they're not raising the children together in the family home and da 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 da. I'm like, dude, it's 2023. Get with it. Katrina must be protected at all costs. The fat's down with
Thank
it. he'll throw himself in front of that bullet.
Well, I think that Kelly would be fine to let him in the house if he didn't let all those other people into her bedroom.
Yeah. If he didn't let himself into other people's vaginas, right?
When did that come out?
Then they'd be
Right.
fine.
That's the whole reason. Yeah,
That's why
I think they split on irreconcilable differences.
Yeah,
as
'cause
you do.
He reconciled some other lady bits, quite a few. And the public
Yeah.
found out and humiliated her about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, regardless of the reason they're getting divorced, sometimes it's beneficial to the children to not have the conflict in the house. I mean, I'm a child of divorced parents, and probably saved me and my sister's lives not having our parents together, or the lives of one of my parents, quite frankly. So it's like, who is anybody else to determine how that household is being run or operated?
A pushy stepmom.
yeah.
Too. A pushy stepmom.
I don't know that it's true. Like until Reba comes out and says something publicly, I I don't buy it.
He wants to hear it from the mouth of God.
That's right.
Right? But you do make a good point, Tim. As I think it's rarer these days to find someone whose parents are still together. But as someone who grew up through, with happy parents and then eventually not happy parents, I would have loved to have spared everyone those last couple of years and just gone, oh, yeah, okay. No mental drama for anyone. Everyone can move on and not have weird resentment issues and like weird coping strategies and all that kind of stuff. It is not better for the children to have two parents who do not want to be in a relationship together. And that's stupid. That is like back in the olden daisy Christian, let's wed till we die kind of logic. Like for those children's mental health and for the mental health of their parents, just make sure everyone's healthy and happy, I think is the idea, right?
And butt out, Reba. Jeez.
Yeah, Reba. Deal with your own husband. Isn't she wait, isn't Reba divorced now as well?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Reba got divorced because she split with Kelly around about the same time as Kelly split with Brandon from Marvel. It's like, why would you want anything to do with that side of the family? Just like, come on. But I think they've got that weird manager like relationship thing going on with Reba. You know how it's like, oh, he's her manager. It's like, oh, I don't like that. It gives me like
Never work with family.
I can Tina Turner vibes. It's like
you know who's an excellent manager? Jeffrey Emmett.
Looking around.
Power Rangers room keys.
Everyone's managing you at the moment, Kat. Everyone's managing Kat at the moment. Well, look, you've just mentioned it. We should mention, friends of the podcast this week. Little nerds. I'm sad that Luke isn't here to discuss it, but the trailer went online for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, where we see some familiar faces returning to the franchise for the first time. Some of them to celebrate 30 years since the debut of Power Rangers. Oh my god. So that's hitting in April very, very soon. So congratulations to Miss Karen Ashley and the crew that are back doing all the yas and doing all that. Mm-hmm. We do also have to mention JDF's film is getting a release as well, a cinematic release. So Legend of the White Tiger, I think it is called. Again, I'm not the Power Rangers nerd. White Dragon. White Tiger sounds like Siegfried and Roy, doesn't it? Sorry. Yeah. It's the Legend of the White Tiger. I'm dead. But JDF's film will be released in cinemas, so I think that's a fitting, tribute to him. I'm sure it will be dedicated to his memory, etc., etc. So I think that's good to see, and I think it might, put a nice little cap on the whole Power Rangers drama that's going on that side. But Kat, two of your friends had big news this week as well.
Yes, indeed.
Good Burger 2 is happening.
That's right.
Wow. So there's everything happening for the millennials. It's all go ahead here.
Listen, I just hope that our Good Burger friends are like at least owning the joint by now or something.
Right. I want to say, well, apparently the synopsis I read is that Keenan is out inventing things and Kel still works at Good Burger. I'm like, yeah, you can't even get the boy out of Good Burger, but
Clerks?
Sorry. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think Keenan has to go back to work at Good Burger and they invent a burger or something. I don't know. So it's gonna be very that. It's gonna be very that. We have to remember, it was Nickelodeon property. It's not gonna be like solving world hunger, but it's going to
I
be
don't know
fun.
what
I'm
you're
sure.
trying to say there, Steve.
hey, I'm not having a go.
It's an alien again.
I'm not saying it was you, because you tackled the political aspects of the day. Remember, like, you were the girl. She was doing Saturday Night Live.
The man.
She was literally the man, weren't you? I love it when people put those clips up. It's just like I have a little chuckle to myself. Now, speaking of getting older and weird things and things that we didn't know were happening, does everyone remember? I'm gonna say, does everyone remember? But of course we do. You guys remember the movie Wild Things
Yes.
with Neve Campbell?
Who doesn't remember
Yes.
Kevin Bacon?
Ask any straight man of a certain age, like yes.
Yeah, the
Yes, I
original
remember.
steamy threesome.
Yes.
Steamy threesome. But did you know? It was revealed this week. Wild Things was supposed to be a little bit wilder, but it was cut short because one of the actors would not partake in the scene. So one of the most famous scenes in Wild Things, of course, is the Neve Campbell Denise Richards cool scene.
Right before
It's hot. Look, I am not even interested, but that's hot. Like, that's some hot shit.
It was super.
But there's also a very famous scene that Jeffrey alluded to when Kevin Bacon shows the bacon in the shower. That was intended to be a sex scene
With who?
between Matt Dillon and Kevin Bacon. There was going to be another twist in the story that they were actually sleeping together as well. But one of the actors would not go along with the storyline, so the script had to be changed. This comes from the mouth of the director on the 25th anniversary of the movie.
Not just the director.
Oh, and the writer as well, right?
Kevin Bacon admitted to it, but he did not put the blame on an actor. He put the blame on a studio.
Interesting where it falls, right?
Kevin put the blame on the studio, and then Matt actually came out and said that he was grateful that they took it out.
I would have watched it. I'm just putting it out there. I think you could have opened that movie up to a whole other audience had there been a little
and Matt
man-on-man action. Like, yeah, well, you always think Kevin Bacon's always got his cock out in movies. It's like, put it away, Kevin. It's not okay. Like, what was that? The Hollow Man. Did you guys ever see The Hollow Man, where he was the Invisible Man? So he's on the table and he's naked, of course, because he's Kevin Bacon, and he's flopping around and turning invisible. But you see his cock start to turn invisible.
And
I'm just like, what? What? Imagine putting that on your CGI, like computer generating, like resume. What did you do? Kevin Bacon's cock. I'm like, okay, very nice. Not that it's anything to complain about. I mean, it's quite the slab of bacon, but you know, it's still like, yeah. I'm like,
why are you mad about a penis?
I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, that's someone's job.
You?
That's not. It's someone's job to spend their whole day going, that vein goes away. That vein goes away. Like, you know how much it takes to get the CGI right on this thing? Maybe you should be a CGI guy, Jeff. That should be your job.
Only for porn.
Cock consultant Jeffrey Emmett. Add it to the feather in your cap.
Fluffer.
So yeah, Wild Things was supposed to be even wilder. We did not know these things.
I
I would
didn't
have
know
been
it
down.
could get that much wilder, but apparently it could have.
I don't know. I was down for it. Hey, as soon as I heard, I was like, that would have been hot. That's hot. That's fun.
hot.
That's hot. That's hot. That's super hot. I don't know. There's no segue that's really appropriate, but this is Australian news. Nazis. So there has been some protests here in Australia where there has been some very intelligent individuals throwing around some swastikas and some Nazi salutes. Now, the Victorian government are fighting now to make the Nazi salute illegal. But what they are doing on the TV, Christina's back. She's going to be a cock consultant.
Exactly.
Huge surprise. What they're doing on the TV is they're blurring these people's faces out. They're happily showing them throwing signs and throwing Heil Hitlers, but they're blurring their faces out. My question to you is, if people are happy enough to be outwardly racist / violent, because it was a violent protest, do they get anonymity?
No. If you're gonna hide
Yeah.
something, blur out the signs and blur out their hands and their gestures. You show their faces. If they're proud to
Right?
be they're acting that way, don't protect their identity.
Yeah, it kind of seems ass backwards. Like, why wouldn't you blur out what they're doing, but then show their face to give them shame, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're happily showing the swastika on the news, but they're protecting these people who believe in it enough to, and I guess they understand what it means and what it represents for the whole world, and are happy enough to use that in their protests, but we're not showing their faces.
Absolutely not. That is so.
Yeah,
I think
It should be like Inglorious Bastards, right? At the end, when he carves the swastika in the guy's forehead, it's like everybody will know. You'll go back, but everyone will know who you are and what you stood for. To
Right.
protect that seems backwards. I mean,
I don't get it. Like, if it was the only time I think you should be able to blur someone's face out is if they're a minor, obviously. Like, you don't show minors on TV. Or if there's an active court case, like if someone is alleged to do something,
Or if
and
they say something against the Clintons.
or if it's not good lighting.
I can't blur you, Kat. Kat's like, I'd prefer to be a blurry bitch than be badly lit. But isn't that is that not ass backwards? Like, these people they know what they're doing by choosing to use that symbol and to use those hair gestures and that rhetoric. If you choose to believe in it and choose to stand for it, then everyone should see you, and everyone should know who you are.
I don't know what the the laws are in Australia, but I mean, if you're protected by freedom of speech, that's hate speech, right? So you literally have every right to say it, as long as it doesn't, incur violence. But to protect those people, like who are, exercising that right, like it's
ass backwards.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. You have the right to say anything, but that doesn't mean you're free from consequence.
Oh, no, that's what I'm agreeing. I'm not saying that they have the right to say. I'm saying if you're giving them the right to say these things and show up and protest and do all this stuff, then why protect them from the consequence?
Well, I think,
I'm
just guessing, it's kind of like we're not going to give them the attention that they want, but it just seems a little misguided.
Kind of defeats the purpose for me. I'm like, if you're that about it, then everyone should see. Everyone should know who you are, and that should have ramifications. If you are a car salesman and people can walk in and go, "I don't want to be served by a fucking racist bigot asswipe." You know what I mean? That you should have effects from that.
Hey, Adolf, did you see they blurred your face on the news last night? And it's like,
oh,
that was my Australian. I've been waiting to break it out, and I tried.
I am
triggered. I'm triggered.
Yeah, I'm just like, in this modern day when everyone's so Karen about something, why are we not a little bit more passionate about fucking Nazis? I don't know.
Well, we were when Trump was in office, right? Because wasn't he a Nazi? And that's everything's. But now the tide has shifted, and we can kind of back up a little bit.
So it's accepted.
That's a reach. I'm gonna be Vera's voice. That's a bit of a reach on that one. But I would like your opinions on the following story, because we've got a juicy one for the view from.
Why does it sound like the Muppets?
Because I love it. Now, I've gone to the depths of Reddit for this, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, right into the bowels.
Okay, right into the bowels of civilization. And it's from the Am I an Asshole thread because, why not? This person asks, am I an asshole for not telling my best friend that her mum is having an affair? So this these two girls have been best friends for 16 years. Obviously, when you are friends with someone for that long, you get to know families, you become second families like this.
Mhm.
So she was very close with the mother. And she noticed that they had stopped talking to another family that was really close to them. And there were rumors about stuff, and she flat out asked if she was having an affair with this other person's husband. Not only was she having an affair, she was having a long-term affair, like years and years and years of an affair. And they were hoping to leave their spouses and start a life together because they had been high school sweethearts and they felt like they were the ones that got away and stuff like this. So anyway, this all continues. The families aren't speaking. And the daughter of the mother catches her on the phone to old mate, texting. She still hasn't said anything. The best friend still hasn't said anything 9 months later. If you were put in that position, what do you do? I'm going to go to Katrina A. Johnson first. What do you do, Kat?
I'd probably discuss it with the mom first. And,
Right.
like she did, straight up ask and say, well, what are you planning to do here? And then say, well, hey, you got to tell my friend, or else, I'm going to have to tell her. It's my best friend. I have to.
Right.
Fair
Right.
warning, I'm going to give you a week. Figure it out.
Right. You go.
You convince me why you need more time. Like it's her birthday or her dog died or she doesn't need more stress. Fine. I'll give you an extra week. Otherwise,
I don't.
Your husband or whoever else, but you got to tell my friend because I can't.
Yeah, you can't sit on. I don't know how you would sit on that kind of knowledge. I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can hold on to
Steve. You can sit on a lot of things.
If it's worth my while, yes, I can.
That one's just extra juicy.
That one is, yeah. Look, I'm all about having ammunition. Like I hold on to a lot of ammunition. Bitch has got a lot of secrets. I'm not skinny for a reason. I hold on to a lot of secrets, But I don't know if I could. I just know what it's like to be on the other side of that equation.
9 months.
And it's just like, no, 9 months to sit on it. And it's obviously not, it's not a one-off like, oopsie daisy, we've had an affair. It's been going on for years. So, and they plan on leaving each other. So I'm like, Jeffrey, you have been through something similar.
Have been in this situation.
So
you go your motherfucking business, okay? The messenger always gets shot. Always. Messenger always loses. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your head down and go about your damn life because it ain't your business. What other people do in their bedroom is none of your motherfucking business. What your friend's mother's doing with whoever's daddy ain't your fucking business, okay? You don't need to tell your best friend who her mother's fucking because it ain't none of her business either. Just saying.
But that's all well and good, but
what?
I would be worried. I would be worried like Mama gets caught out. And she goes, well, she knew. You get turned into collateral damage. You're like,
I don't care.
I am not about that life.
It just happened. It came out where somebody was like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I knew for a few years. And they're like, you didn't tell me. No, I didn't. Why not? Because, bitch, then what? Were you going to leave? Or I might have. Yeah, you might have. No, no, it ain't my business. I told them to tell you. Yeah. I told them to tell you that they needed to be honest with you, that it's not my job to get involved in your marriage.
Oh, see.
They chose not to tell you. That's it. It's not my place. It is not my fucking place to ruin your day. What goes on between the two of you is your business. And not to mention, I also know what your fucking secrets are. So you ain't got no business getting mad either.
I just want to
Jeffrey.
say Jeffrey's hair is so tall because it holds all the secrets.
Yeah.
It's really
Jeffrey keeps
true,
his
though.
hair, his secrets in his hair. I keep mine around my midsection.
It's
It's all
really
good.
true. I know everybody's shit somehow.
I love it.
And I do love it though. I really love
It's always
I'm
juicy.
mhm,
It is
mhm,
nutritious. It's
mhm.
nutritious. That's why we're big. We keep the secrets.
And I'll never tell.
Tim,
You're up. What are you gonna
Yes.
do?
what do you feel? How do you feel about this situation?
I think, I mean, I think both, Kat and Jeffrey were, I mean, they're both right? I mean, it's like, you have to determine, like, for you, like, where do your loyalties lie, right? Is it to the friends? Is it to one family over the other? I think I'm a big proponent of mind your own business, but that being said, if you're like Jeffrey said, if you're the messenger, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's a, why wouldn't you tell me this? I thought we were best friends. My life is ruined. Or it's a, why did you tell me this? My life is ruined. I thought we were best friends.
Well,
And it's
Right.
like,
that's why I said the mom has to tell, and she's got
Yeah.
a timeline. You got.
Oh,
I mean, I mean, like, I'm not saying you can step in and interfere. I mean, if they truly love each other, then shame on them for not being more honest with their other partners.
exactly.
And it's, it comes down again to being self-accountable. You made your bed, you lie in it. Now go tell your families what's going on, or, this is just going to snowball and get worse, because it's always things like that that come out at like Thanksgiving 10 years down the road, and it's just
You
like,
just gotta hope
it's like,
that you're
"Thank
there
you,
for it though. You know
fucking
what I'm
Brett's dad."
saying?
And it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
what the hell are you talking about? Like, it's like now holidays are ruined and grandma's
I wanna
dead.
watch.
And
no
yeah,
part of
it's
that.
terrible.
You handle it yourself.
yeah, it's just messy any way you slice it, honestly.
That's a Christmas conversation. That's a like Christmas
What's in my
Day
stocking
around
this
about
year?
4 p.m. About 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Everyone's had a few of these ones. It's like,
Yeah.
I live for that kind of drama, but I don't know.
I'm not
would
saying I
not
wouldn't
be-
enjoy it,
Yeah.
but that's
I
not
would not want
my
to be the
business to spill
one
those beans.
Enjoy being
Yeah.
in the middle of it. Hell no.
that cops the blame. I'm like, your mum's the hoe. Like, your mum's the hoe. The fact that I know about it,
Yeah, like, how do you
I
know?
would have an issue, but if I didn't want to know, you don't ask in the first place, right?
Well, and the thing is at the end of the day, real life is complicated, right? Human emotions are complicated.
Human vaginas landing on other people are so complicado.
It really is, though. You know what I mean? Like, that situation in people's marriages, nobody else knows except the people in them. So it may look like, especially to your children, like one thing. And then for those people going through it, the childhood sweetheart, they're the ones that got away, right? Well, maybe they're doing the best that they can, and their kind of little thing they got going on the side. That's the way they keep their marriages together. That's their thing. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it goes back to like the Kelly Clarkson, Reba McEntire story, right?
it's
Like, how do we
working
know
for
that
them.
one husband's not being abusive or one wife's being abusive? Like, you don't understand what they're living with on a day-to-day basis. So,
not even about abusive, but you know what I mean? Like, people just have shitty fucking marriages where it's just not good. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you stay because you have kids or life's complicated or whatever the fuck is. And it doesn't mean you should go out and lie to people or you should cheat or whatever. We all
Or
do
hide
dumb
other
shit.
people's lies, Jeffrey.
It's not about hiding other people's lies. It's not my fucking place. I'm going to encourage somebody to tell the truth. I'm not getting in the middle of your fucking bullshit because it's not mine to fucking tell.
Unless you make it your problem. You know what I mean? Unless someone makes it your problem.
Your bullshit on. I'm not doing
Then
it. I got my
you
own.
napalm everyone.
No.
You do it at someone's birthday party. Go, by the way, this is happening.
I'll
tell you what,
occasionally I'll do it on the radio show.
I'm definitely not seeking advice on Reddit. I'll tell you that much. Like those are that's the last group of people I'm going to check with.
Mm-hmm.
But I know, but I think it just honestly, in the core of everything, it comes down to honesty between couples, like the Reba article. Like, if you cannot be completely honest with your partner about what's going on, is it worth sticking around? I know that kids
Steve,
and all that kind of property and all that kind of shit.
Honestly, Steve, how many couples do you know can actually be honest with each other. In all seriousness, seriously, think about
I know.
this. In all honesty, right? As a gay man, right? Because we have this weird access, especially to women. Okay, I cannot really think of any, not one couple that are truly honest with each other. They all keep secrets. They do not
Sure. I
talk
think
to
everyone
instead of
keeps
talking to their spouse, and not even just straight couples, but gay, whatever. Instead of they're more intimate, you know what I mean, with their friends than they are their spouses. And is
But that's
that
where I think you
wrong?
owe your friends. I've told people to get out of relationships before. Like, girl, run, get your CDs and leave. You gotta go.
I think you're right about that. You know what I mean? Like, as someone in a relationship, you obviously, there's a certain vulnerability there with someone who you consider like, like the person you're in an intimate relationship with, that you whatever the case may be, you may feel guarded about certain things or whatever. I mean, I'd like to think that my relationship with my fiance is very honest, but I know for a fact there's been things, not like cheating or anything like that. Like, I mean, just like even simple conversations that we didn't know how to bring up with one another. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you tell me? And it's like a huge relief to get it off your chest, but even, yeah, it's just, it is hard. It is hard when you're in a relationship with someone versus a best friend relationship. Like, that's a completely different dynamic, than somebody you're, in love with, so it's, I can imagine being hard to bring something like that to light, but like you said, the best thing you could do with a friend is push on, the truth aspect of it as much as you can.
Well, I think too that also when you have a relationship, right, where okay, if you go and say, hey, I fucked up, I went and fucked so and so, and you have the security of knowing, like, hey, you know what, we're fucking adults here, right? That's not a deal breaker, or you know what I mean? Like, you can go and have these honest conversations of we're all human, whatever. And maybe that's not, for whatever your relationship, I'm just using that as an example, that your safety, you feel safe in your relationship, that you know that you can go and communicate with your partner and not worry that whatever it is that they're going to be like, all right, I'm done, I'm out. Yeah, fuck you. This is, I can't do this piece.
But that comes down to the individual, right? I mean, sometimes you just deal with it. Like, yeah, it'd be great if we were all rational, calm adults, but some people are irrational. Some people are impulsive.
Mandatory couples therapy.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, just because you're going to couples therapy doesn't mean like you're on the outs. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that mediator to bring your two together for common thought. And it's like, oh, well, I didn't think of it that way. Or it's like, I didn't think you would understand, because we're so afraid to lose that person or lose that trust.
Sometimes is super important.
Yeah, you don't want to get to the point where you're going to smother your partner because they haven't washed the dishes in 27 years. Like, therapy can be a good thing.
Communication is hard. I mean, even with your friends, it can be hard. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to hurt somebody. You if you don't want the conflict, it is difficult. Communication with people in general is just difficult,
especially when you're blunt as hell, like Jeffrey.
I wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if you're what was the quote? Cold and unemotional.
I call you that once.
I get shit done. But that's me. I would prefer to know, like, if someone's fucking around on whatever, I just want to know. I want to know, so I'm not wasting any more time. I can get on with my life.
Me too.
I can go watch Yellow Jackets and then be like happy little, like, have my life, I'm not worried about someone's lunch is too busy out there fucking around. Like, get your own meal, make your own toast. I don't give a shit. Get out of my house. Like, I'm very much, if we're breaking up, it's happened. Like, there is no coming back. I'm not about these. The one that got away. It was the wrong time. No, it was wrong because it was wrong, bitch. Like, you can't. And how much like wannabe main character energy is that? we were high school sweethearts and she was the one that got away. No, you weren't. You've married someone who you probably shouldn't have married. Like, fuck off.
Mhm,
You're not the star of the show. You're just a hoe. Like, sort it out.
Yeah.
Sort that shit out, babe. Like, if you want to fuck around, at least be honest. Go to your partner. Hey, we're not having sex. What's up with that? Oh, well, I like A, B, and C, and you don't do A, B, and C. Okay, cool. Well, maybe I can let you go find someone who's going to do A, B, and C. We'll stay married because I love you, but I just don't want to fuck you. Okay, cool. Blah, blah, blah.
And there
Rational adult conversation that people can't have. So I think that everyone
have that conversation.
she's
Everyone.
like, oh no.
Everyone should have that conversation. I feel like, especially with, and Jeffrey knows it too, the amount of married men that are like, oh yeah, my wife doesn't do this, da 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 da. Well, why doesn't she? Is it because you're a fucking pig? Probably. Sort that shit out, or have the conversation.
It's been 18 years since you married your fat ass. Maybe you should try.
Right. Wash your dick, buddy.
Are you nasty?
Have that conversation.
Are you guys talking to me?
Have that conversation. And like that's where understanding comes from, right? Because if you don't say it, how's someone supposed to know? Ain't nobody here a mind reader. Like, how is they supposed to know if you're like it'd be like Katrina if she's like, I really like it when someone licks my eyebrows, but she doesn't tell anyone that that's her thing. How is anyone supposed to know?
Boyfriend has a tongue this long.
I bet you. we have met.
I'm taking the next flight out tomorrow.
Yeah, Katrina, Jeff will be
visit.
there.
Tell him I said hey. I'll see you.
But yeah, I think, mate, especially if we're like moving into this new, like everyone's enlightened, we are so mature, unconscious coupling shit that Gwyneth Paltrow is doing and all that, you should be able to have a conversation with your partner regarding sex and intimacy and love and go, hey, I love you, but we're not meeting on that level. What can we do about that? And if you can't offer that to someone, then you shouldn't hold that back from them either. Because that's when resentment.
I love you, but I really want to fuck your brother.
Yeah.
It's an awkward conversation.
But the brother would probably say yes.
You could probably try. Well, some of never mind. I was gonna say Kat and Jeff were nearly family for a very important reason, but that's okay.
I tried to get in the family.
You tried to get part of the legacy, but it just didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
Oh, your mother would have been so happy, Jeffrey. That was him. He killed it. That woman will never be happy. It's Jeffrey. Jeffrey's behind it all.
I'm gonna send her another urn. Mother's Day is coming.
Terrible, Jeffrey.
Oh, look, while we're talking about fucked up relationships, I've got what, since we don't have Vera here, I do have a What the Fuck Weekly for you.
What
So
the?
So marriage is hard. Oh, that was my voice coming back at me very loudly. Marriage is hard, right? Relationships are hard. But imagine finding out that your partner of 6 years, your married wife, might be your biological sister. And that you have 2 children together. Yeah. So this guy was put up for adoption.
Oh,
This guy was put up for adoption before he was born, apparently. So mum just was like, nope, not about it. And then, yeah, so they only managed to get to this understanding is because his wife got sick just after her the son was born and is in need of a kidney transplant. And none of her relatives were donor worthy. But through the testing, they found out that he was.
how did they not figure it out with the kids' genetics?
I don't know.
Don't you do blood tests like when the kids are born? Like
The DNA match, the DNA information is passed out through generations, and they could be at least a 50% match. So there's a possibility, but they're not. But
50%
50% that they are.
Yeah, that's those casino odds are not enough for me to roll the dice.
Yeah.
My mom and dad are my mom, dad, and aunt and uncle.
That is
And my
red.
brother is also
Your
my
uncle.
cousin.
Uncle cousin.
Yeah.
That is some fucked up That is some
Oh.
middle of the country red hat wearing, you not from around here kind of looking shit. That's fucked up.
That's
Like,
some
could you
Missouri
imagine?
bullshit.
That's crazy.
I know you said the odds are 50-50 that they might be related, but what are the odds on two people being separated at birth, finding each other and being romantically involved to the point of being married and
Right.
having
It
children?
happens a lot.
There's no way.
No, it does. It
There's
happens
no-
a lot.
there's-
There's always stories.
Now, I'm not talking about like
Yeah,
third
yeah.
cousin rule in Mississippi where you can legally marry your third cousin or something like that. Like, I'm talking about like separating at birth.
Wait! Oh my god,
Finding
she
each other.
doesn't know. Wait, she doesn't know. The wife doesn't know. I just read the rest of the article. She doesn't know yet because she's so sick. He hasn't told her.
There
That's
was
not a
another
secret
one.
issue.
We covered
Someone's
another. We covered
Someone's
an
gonna know.
opposite story where it
Yeah.
was the girl that found out and she didn't
Yes, we
tell the
did.
husband or boyfriend.
So this
Oh,
is what
wow.
he says. I plan on taking my wife talking to my wife after the surgery and recovery. We will decide what to do with our kids. If we're going to get them tested or even tell them. I will not be leaving my wife. I love and will always be there for her. I made vows and I will keep them. I love her more than I would a half sister.
Well, what are you going to do at that point? You're married. You already have children. What
You
are
already
Yeah,
you
right.
doing?
You've already done it. What's the
Maybe just not have any more children.
Right?
Yeah, don't-
And just
yeah,
be-
right. Those- I mean,
count,
talking about
count your
rolling the
blessings
dice.
that they aren't like.
And I don't know that I would advertise this. I don't.
I
what do
know.
you
I
do?
wouldn't.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you
Do you
do?
tell anyone if this comes out? You don't,
No.
right?
No.
The doctor gives me that blood workup, and I'm like, burn these. She's got to find another donor.
Maybe,
And that's
maybe
it.
you're gonna need stronger medication. But it's kind of funny you did this article because this was on BuzzFeed today. So this is the picture, okay? So this is, she says, my daughter finally finished her wedding dress, okay? And it's like a Confederate bow on the back.
Oh,
Let
it
me
is
just-
too.
And it says, my daughter's final decision for her wedding dress. So excited for fall. She'll be all grown up and married. One less kid in the house. Haha. More time alone for me and Samson. So excited to have a son-in-law, although he is already my nephew. Regardless, we are so excited. Hashtag wedding. Hashtag dress. Hashtag kids. Hashtag Trump. Hashtag Confederate. Hashtag sexy.
Wait. They're cousins.
Yeah.
I'm mortified.
like, are there not
I
enough
am
people in the
mortified.
world? Are there
No, there's
not
not.
enough people?
I
in the world?
read a thing about two gay guys that this happened to as well.
Oh yeah,
They were like
brothers.
They met
Right.
each other. They were brothers. They were like,
Wait, did I not tell you how? No, I've told the story in there because I was fucking traumatized. So I'm sitting there talking to my cousin, Stacy, and I'm like, oh, we were talking on the porch one day. We were having cocktails, and I said, I don't know how we got onto it. We were talking about our great grandmothers because we knew, I had them all, right? I had great grandmothers when I was a kid. We had that, and I'm like, oh, I was like, I know this one's name. I'm like, wait a minute, what was, Grandma Toomey's maiden name? She's the only one I didn't know. And she looks at me and she goes, Toomey. And I stop, right, and it's not clicking. I'm like, Toomey. Wait a right? And I'm like, oh my God. I grabbed my phone and I called my mother and I was like, is there fucking something you want to tell me? And she's like, she's got no clue, right? Because this is just out of the blue and I'm a little tipsy. This is way before we had kids. And I'm like, she's like, what? What? And I'm like, I don't know, that maybe Grandma Toomey's maiden name was Toomey? I don't know. They were like third cousins or some such shit. But I'm like, it's explained.
Third cousins is okay. Like, that's enough
It
down the genetic.
explained so much about my father and his mother. Everything I ever needed to know. I'm like, and this is why my aunt and I made a pact that we were not going to pass on our genetics.
Fair
Die
call.
with us.
You don't need that royal family genetics. That's not good. But look, it has been so wonderful to have Miss Katrina A. Johnson back with us today. I hope we haven't mentally scarred you too much as we normally do on this program.
Yes.
Everybody does enemies to it.
Traffic in LA is going to be crazy with all the wild weather that's going on. Thank you, Sophia.
Right.
Yes, there you go. Don't even bother. Jeffrey, you got to stay at home. You can't go. You can't go. But we are going to have special guests next week as well, Jeff. Did you know this? I haven't told you. We've got some friends stopping by next week.
Oh,
Anne and Renata are going to join us next week for the live show to have a bit of a chat, and
lovely ladies.
we're going to traumatize them. So that's going to be fun. But until then, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Heather and Tim. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, the amazing Miss Katrina A. Johnson. I have been Steve. This has been UCR Live. And don't fuck your sister. Bye.
Oh, you gotta put Tim's name on there. Aha, you were muted.
Yes, I have to put Tim's name on there, but I just had a thought. How complicated does that make things at like fucking Mother's Day and Christmas?
You just buy everybody a gift.
You don't get double presents just because you're my mother, cousin, sister.
Everyone
It's
gets
like,
a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. That's
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Your mother and aunt.
and a copy of Deliverance. That's all you
Yeah.
get.